Hello and welcome to this special broadcast. My name is Rebecca Miruri Mulure. Thank you so much for joining us. We're coming to you live from Ken Pipe Grounds, that is at the Kenya Pipeline Company PLC here in Nairobi. We are so excited to have you join us on this beautiful day. It is actually a very, very bright day. And today we have very lovely ladies. We are here to celebrate the International Women's Day, which was officially marked on Sunday on the 8th of March. But we are marking it here today. We are talking about Give to Gain. That's the theme for this year. Give to Gain. And we are looking at how investing in women will create measurable returns. So investing in women for measurable returns. And today on the panel, we have some lovely ladies who are going to talk about investing in women that creates measurable returns, like I said, for companies, for the community, and for the economy at large. I am not alone. I'm with my colleague, Gloria Milimu, who I will allow to also introduce herself before I introduce my panel this morning. Welcome, Gloria.
Well, thank you very much, Becky, for that introduction. Good morning, ladies. Good morning. I hope you're equally as happy as I am to be here today. And for those joining us live from whichever part of the country and further afield, we gather here today to celebrate strength, resilience, and leadership of women at the Kenya Pipeline Company. And in the spirit of still celebrating our women, we will be looking at how investing in women is really helping yield positive results for companies, communities, and even the economy at large. I'll be interacting with you from this side of the audience, just getting to hear your comments, your experiences, and even your questions to our able panel. And on that note, let's kick off this amazing discussion. Over to you, Becky.
Thank you so much, Gloria. We have an amazing audience here of 150 ladies dressed in purple. You're looking so, so lovely. Welcome to the show. You can give a round of applause to yourselves, and thank you for making it here this morning. So on my far right is with Angeline, just a minute, let me just get that right. So we have Miss Rachel Gathoni. Ms. Rachel Gathoni is the Kenya Pipeline Company Foundation Manager. Welcome to the show this morning.
Thank you very much.
You're going to tell us how the foundation has benefited ladies in this company. And I'd like to read her profile. Ms. Rachel is currently the KPC Foundation Managing Trustee and Foundation Manager, like I said, and she's a development specialist with over 20 years of experience in both the private and public sector. She has regional experience in pooling competencies and resources from multiple development actors to develop scalable solutions in education, environment, financial inclusion, and economic empowerment. She is a PMI, Certified Project Management Professional, with a master's degree in project planning and management and a certified advanced project manager from Stanford School for Professional Development. And we are so happy to have you here today.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. And now we have an oil marketer represented here. Her name is Angeline Maangi, who is the Managing Director of Oryx Energies Kenya Limited. She was appointed in early 2023. A chemical engineer by profession, Ms. Angeline is the Managing Director of Oryx Energies, like I said, and the only female CEO, MD, in Kenya's downstream petroleum sector. With over, that's the spirit. With over 2 decades in the industry, she has overseen bulk fuel procurement and import operations. She has steered teams through complex regulatory change and delivered sustainable double-digit growth in a highly competitive market. There is more to her. She actively contributes to policy and industry guidelines, and she's deeply committed to ESG, championing initiatives that open STEM pathways for girls. Welcome to the show, Angeline. A round of applause for her.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next to Angeline is Caroline Mwangi. Caroline Mwangi is an Inuka beneficiary. The foundation manager is going to tell us more about Inuka. Caroline Mwangi is an advocate trainee at the Kenya School of Law, a lawyer, and their World Global Youth Ambassador, and she's committed to gender justice, disability inclusion, and community advocacy. Her work focuses on promoting rights-based approaches to social change and strengthening access to justice for marginalized communities. Welcome her to the show.
Thank you.
And right next to me is a lady engineer. Yeah, she's called Engineer Lucy. We know her as Engineer Lucy. And she is an engineer who has been working in this industry for some years now. And we're going to introduce her shortly. She's going to tell us more about her work and how she got there as an engineer, because that's quite, it's quite, you know, we always feel like it's a field that is male dominated, but we're going to hear more about her. Welcome to the show, Engineer Lucy.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. And right now we're going to jump right into it. We're going to talk about this year's theme. The theme for this year is Give to Gain. Talking about this year's theme, Give to Gain, Angeline, I'd like to know how this relates to what you do. How do you think you've gained from, you know, from being given? That's what I'd say. And how have you gained, and being the first, like a pioneer CEO in this sector? Tell us about that.
Thank you, Rebecca. Maybe let me just, right at the moment, yes, I'm the only lady MD in the oil industry among the oil marketing companies in Kenya. But we have had ladies in the past, and you know, they have left to pursue other career goals. And at the moment, I'm the only one. It is my hope that we can see more ladies taking up leadership roles in the oil and gas sector. But back to your question in terms of how I have been given and how I have gained. I must say that for me, it all boils down to being around the right people and being in the right environment. I have been very fortunate to work for employers who are very intentional about opening doors for women. I started my career as a customer service representative when that was about more than 20 years ago in the oil industry. And back then, a lot of the roles that you would see being held by ladies were in customer service, you know, in admin. Maybe you would see a few ladies in sales, but most of the senior management or mid-level management positions were held by men. And it required a very intentional, you know, supervisor or manager to then recognize your potential and open the door for you. There's a term I like, you know, making reference to. You know, we hear a lot about the word sponsor, and it has negative connotations. But in the corporate world, you know, you need a sponsor. It's one thing to have a mentor who then guides you and shows you the rope, but it is important that we have sponsors in the workplace. Somebody who mentions your name in the right places. Somebody who talks about your competencies and talks about your, you know, your skills where it matters. Somebody who sits at the tables where decisions are made and, you know, decisions about promotions are made. And I was fortunate to have such people in my life, my supervisors and my bosses, and that is how I was given. I was given opportunities to rise up in my career, and today, here I am. Yes.
Congratulations. Yeah. And now, I want to come to you, Madam Rachel. What does give to gain mean from a foundation perspective, and especially, you know, heading the Kenya Pipeline Company PLC Foundation? What does that mean from a foundation perspective?
I would say give to gain from a foundation perspective is mainly that there are so many social problems we have. There are so many disadvantaged communities we have. There are so many people who are living in a lot of poverty that we have. And we ourselves are probably here because back in the day, somebody decided there should be a school, whether it is your church, whether it is a sponsor, there should be a school, and you go to school and come where you are today. And so from a foundation perspective, Gain to Give is that activity we do in the community that allows us to transform lives for individuals as well as collectively for the society, which enhances our lives, because my life is better because somebody invested in the systems I have gone through from childhood, whether it's the church, school, wherever process I have been. There is somebody who decided to invest in that space and make life better. And I am now here today. And so as we do it today, we know we are touching many lives individually, but collectively we are making a change. Because for instance, when we take through some of our students who probably come from a point of hopelessness, a lot of poverty, and then you see somebody is now in a law school, will soon be a lawyer, will soon be employing people, we know we are changing lives. So for us, Give to Gain is that activity we do in the community, knowing that the same people will come back to society and make society better for all of us. Because even as we are here today, we still need to be paid our pensions as we grow old. And we now rely on the Carolines who are coming to keep the engine moving so that we can also have a better life. So it's not only about the people we support, it's because when they come in and they are productive in society, eventually even I myself will be a beneficiary of the work I have been doing.
Wow. That's incredible. That brings me to you, Caroline, as a beneficiary of this program. Let me ask by asking, what opportunities were missing in your life before the foundation came through?
Thank you so much. First, I would begin that we all know that most of the students with disability are taken to special school. I was in one, but later on, someone influenced me to go to integrated, allow me for today to call it integrated school, whereby students with disability are able to study with other students. So upon that, before that you could get that there are no enough education materials or facilities, whereby you only go to a school because you are told this is where you belong. But I think special school do limit our potential, because most of the people will just come there, give you the help, but you won't get a mentor to give you the place you want to be. They won't give you the platform to express yourself, your dreams. So I would say that is one. The second one is this school used to discriminate students with disability. I can tell you it wasn't easy for me to go to that integrated school. The first few weeks were hectic for me, because people wouldn't want to sit with me or talk to me. They were like, let's see how she will cope first. But that's not the community that we want. We want a community whereby I'm able to interact with everybody else freely and to be able to express myself that I need this, I need that. I think it was even due to lack of knowledge by the community. I'm glad that now we are a place that we can say there is a creation of awareness and also sensitization, which has worked way too far. Yeah.
Beautiful. I want to, yeah, sure, you can clap. I want to get to Engineer Lucy Karaoke. I know I didn't do your introduction some justice, so I'm going to reintroduce you again and then get to my question. So she's a distinguished professional electrical engineer with over 25 years of leadership experience in Kenya's energy, oil and gas and infrastructure sectors. She currently serves as chief engineer in project planning, design and costing at the Kenya Pipeline Company PLC and at the Infrastructure Development Directorate. Engineer Karaoke has also served in public leadership as County Executive Committee member in Nakuru County. She holds a Master of Science degree in Environmental and Energy Management from the University of Twente in the Netherlands and a Bachelor of Science degree in Electrical and Electronics Engineering from the University of Nairobi. Now, she's passionate about safety, innovation, and mentorship. She's a strong advocate for empowering girls and women to pursue careers in engineering and STEM. Karibu sana, again.
Thank you.
What opportunities were you given, Engineer Lucy?
I would say that education opens up everything, and I'm really happy that Inuka started with education, because when you educate a child, then you give them opportunities. You open up opportunities for them, and that's what happened. From a village in a place in Nakuru County, I was given opportunities to go to school. I want to thank my parents who believed in me. As much as I was a girl, and those years maybe most of the girls were not going to school. It had to be intentional for parents. So I was given opportunity to go to school. Later on, I have been given many other opportunities on my journey from school to college to workplace. I have had opportunities, and those opportunities are the ones that have built me and have made me who I am today. So I would want to say that given opportunities, starting from education, starting from mentorship, starting from leadership opportunities, then it brings out the best in you, and it brings out all the potential in you. So opportunities have been given to me throughout my journey, and I can proudly say that those opportunities have made me who I am today. Thank you.
Oh, beautiful. And back to the theme, give to gain. Gloria, do you have someone to talk about give to gain?
Well, thank you very much, Becky. Still in the spirit of giving to gain, maybe I just want to make our audience livelier. KPC women, hoye! Hoye! Women of great influence, hoye! Hoye! Let me come to this side. Nitafute hawa watu wa nyuma kidogo. Somebody to just share with us their experience, how KPC has impacted in their life, on their life, skill-wise. I'll pick you. Just stand up, please. And you'll just start by introducing yourself, your name, the department you represent, and talk to us. How has KPLC impacted on you as an employee and also as a woman to be able to deliver on your mandate? I'll hold this for you.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Gladys Betty Nzive. I think we've been taught by Mercy that we should say our three names. I joined KPC in the year 2007. 2007 is when I joined this great company. To just come to your question, I think I'll give just a short story of how I came to KPC. I came to KPC in 2007. Have worked in 3 departments. In this almost 20 years, I've managed to work in different cities. I've worked in Nairobi, I've worked in Kisumu, and in those years, I've also been a temporary staff, where I've worked for this great company for 14 years, and later got a confirmation, and now I'm working as a permanent staff. So for KPC, I can say what I've learned is you need resilience. As a woman, you need to be very resilient. For the 14 years that I worked in this company, nobody knew. I know many didn't know that I was temporary staff, but I showed up. I did what I was supposed to do, and later I can see it has come to pay. Currently, I'm a senior marketing and business development officer working in the fiber section. So I can say resilience works. The other thing, I'll just copy what the Oryx MD has said. You have to be able to get opportunities. Me going to a different city, which is Kisumu, was an opportunity that was presented for me. And just to give a small detail, that time I was pregnant, I was moving to a different city, and I was able to grab this opportunity and see where it will take me. So it is important for us as women not to look at our limitations and just look forward and see what these opportunities that we take will take us. Then the other thing is being able to communicate and work as a team. Working in those 3 departments, I've worked in finance, I've worked in revenue, currently, I also worked in marketing, and now as a senior fiber manager, marketing officer. So I can say working in a team gives you an opportunity, because these people are the same people who will go and give a word where you are not there. They say, we've worked with us so well, and that opportunity will come, and you'll be considered for other opportunities that will come. Yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Before I hand back to Becky and allow you to sit down, maybe talk to us, what should institutions do to emulate the empowerment culture at KPC?
For empowerment, I think KPC is a great company that gives women and men equal opportunities. I think all the women seated here are employees of KPC in one way or another. Either they're in volleyball, they're in management positions. So KPC as an employer gives opportunities for women to grow. If you have the qualifications and you're able to present yourself, then the playing field is equal for all. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Like you've had it, Becky, take it away. Continue the discussion.
Thank you, Gloria. And it's a great thing to listen to such testimonies. I'd like to talk to you, Miss Rachel Gathoni. When Caroline was speaking, she talked about being in a position where she could not have probably gotten the opportunity hadn't you come through as a foundation. What criteria do you use to identify, the women that you support under the foundation, and then later on you can talk about some of the programs that you have under the foundation?
Okay. At a foundation, what we focus on is empowering people who need our support, people who are generally marginalized, disadvantaged, and economically challenged. That is where we come in. And for us, for instance, an area like Inuka, we know most Kenyans, if you ask them, they'll tell you life is hard. Like they will say it's expensive, life is hard. But one of the things we found out is that for people living with disability, if you thought your life is hard, their life is further compounded by disability, because there is dealing with the disability. Some of them have health issues. There is dealing with the stigma and discrimination. And there is dealing with exclusion, where you find facilities like a school cannot be able, for instance, if you need to come with a wheelchair, you might not be able to access the learning center. So we found that people living with disability, in as much as there are many groups who meet the criteria they are in need, we felt this is a group that is most vulnerable. And we wanted our support to go to a place we can make a difference. And so that's how we were able to kind of narrow down to Inuka, narrowing down to that program. And what we do in all our programs is we are able to support both men and women equally. So it is equal participation. And we like it this way because we know and have seen from our experience that women should not be given things as tokens. We are equally capable. Mm-hmm. And therefore, when we say it's 50-50, it is because we know the women out there still have the same credentials as the men. If it's the boys and the girls, they are both equally capable. So they come on the program and compete equally, where we are able to have both genders on all our programs equally. So that's how we are able to do that. And in terms of the programs we do, Inuka, of course, our program is one of the bigger programs we have. It is a scholarship program that initially began as a scholarship for high school for persons with disability, where we were able to support you through the 4 years of your high school education. But as times have changed, we were able to transition the program so that it also has university component. So there are students we are able to also transition into university. And within that, they are able to pursue the careers of their dreams. And we also have an Inuka vocational training program. That one specifically, we bring people to our Morendat Institute. It is tiered towards STEM courses. And again, we are able to bring both girls and boys, or young men and young women, to study, because we believe we all have the same competencies and capacities, and given an equal opportunity, even women, it should not be tokenism. They should be on the table. Yeah.
Wow. And that brings me to you, Angeline Mangi. Do you think women have equal access to, equal opportunities, like she's talking about, like access to capital, access to networks, or access to partnerships? What do you think? Where do you think the society places a woman? And do you think we can easily access these opportunities?
I think the way I see it, it's about, it's more to do with access to information. There are institutions that offer very good products that are tailor-made specifically for women. And basically, there are many financing institutions out there, that can cater to the needs that women groups or women may have for financing, or even women entrepreneurs. I think it all boils down to access to access to information. And access to information comes about when somebody is, enlightened. We need to have more of this information being availed down at the grassroots level. Even the woman in the village needs to be aware that if you want to be an entrepreneur and you have an idea, you have a product that is a solution, to the wider community, and you need financial support, then these are the avenues that you can explore so that you have that access to the financing that you need. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Caroline, back to you again. What opportunities were available? I know you spoke about, I want you to be very specific now of exactly what happened to you and where you are at right now, and how access to opportunities have changed your life and trajectory.
Thank you. First of all, the Inuka program was one of the biggest achievements I can say that happened to me. Being able to join the high school that I went to, that is Mahiga Girls in Nyeri County, gave me a chance to continue dreaming to become an advocate. Because ever since I was a kid, I used to tell my mom, everyone else used to say, oh, I want to become a doctor. But I think I'm the only person who maintained whatever I wanted to be. So having secured the chance to go to high school, never to worry that I'll be chased out of school because of school fees, gave me the confidence to continue performing even better in school. Mm-hmm. So it gave me that chance, and at the end of the 4 years, I can say I made the manager very proud. I was able to secure an A- and joined, thank you. I joined the University of Nairobi, where I pursued my Bachelor's of Law, and actually graduated last year, December on 11th. And right now, I'm at the Kenya School of Law, pursuing my post-diploma, and very soon to become an advocate of the High Court. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes. We are so excited to hear such testimonies. Sometimes, let me tell you what we think out there. Yeah, when you think of Kenya Pipeline from out there, we think you're just dealing with oil and all this serious stuff, engineers in here. But when you hear such stories, you're like, oh, Kenya Pipeline Company PLC, I have to mention PLC, is actually made of more. And we are so excited. We are so excited to listen to such stories. Engineer Lucy, what soft skills does it take? Technical, I know the technical part, we've spoken about it. What do you think it takes to really, make it in this, I'd say male, it's a very male dominated field, so to speak. What does it take to make it through?
Thank you, Becky. It's male dominated, but we are sneaking in. Sooner or later, it will be female dominated, and the male will have to struggle or to go through and get the 2/3. We'll be struggling to get a third male in engineering. Having said that, I know the technical skills we all know. You need to be good in STEM, mathematics, biology, physics, technology, and all that. However, to be able to survive in this field, you also need human skills or soft skills. One, you will be dealing with a lot of reporting. So one of the skills that you need to have in this field is communication skill, both written communication skills and verbal communication skills. You need to be very good in that, so that as you articulate your issues, then you're able to be clearly understood. The other one is team leadership and teamwork, because every solution you're giving, or in most cases 90% of your time, you'll find yourself in a team doing something. Either you're part of the team or you're a team leader, and therefore teamwork, team leadership is very, very necessary for you to be able to thrive in this. The other one is analytical skill. Anything that comes on the table, you must analyze it first before you even start thinking about it. You need to have very strong analytical skills that enables you to understand the problem and enables you to really know what needs to be done. Problem solving. Engineering is just one word for engineering is a problem solving career. So you need to be very good in that. So basically, yes, leadership, because over time, then you need to be a leader, general leadership skill, human skills. All those are required over and above having strong technical skills. And you find that as a young engineer, then you need more technical skills than human skills. But as you grow up the ladder, then you need to let go the technical skills because you have an able team and embrace the human skills to be able to lead a team. And overall, then you have to be a strategic thinker and a visionary to be able to carry the vision of the team. So basically, it goes like that. At first, you had more technical than human. Over time, you have to develop your human skills because you're climbing up the ladder. And finally, you'll find yourself on the table making decisions. So basically, I would say those are the skills that are needed for you to be a successful engineer in this field.
Wow, don't you love that? I love how you've just brought it up, like the soft skills and the technical skills. You know, women can, you've spoken about, you know, thinking, a thinker, like you know, a problem solver. You should be able to think critically and be able to solve issues. So, I mean, that's something that I think women are able to do on a day-to-day. We solve a lot of issues, right? You're able to come to work and balance all these things. So back to you, Gloria. You want to talk to one more person?
Yes, Becky. Remember, a prosperous world is only made possible when women rise. All of us here, I want to believe we are products of empowerment. We are products of, we've been mentored by somebody somewhere. And that has made it possible for us to even sit here today and to deliberate on the impact of empowering women. And on that note, I want to throw my deskmate here, my seatmate here under the bus. Just stand up, please. I want you to talk to us about your interpretation of give to gain. What do you understand by that? First, just start by introducing yourself, your name, the department you represent, and then go straight into what give to gain mean to you.
Wamama hoye. Tunatembea tunaringa sababu ya kina mama. Tunatembea tunalinga sababu ya kina nani? Mbona hamfanyi hivyo? Mnalinga sababu ya kina nani? Kina mama. Asante. My name is Sarah Ann Wanjiko Kinyanjui. I have worked for Kenya Pipeline for the last 30 years. I joined KPC through volleyball. I cleared my KCSE, and the following day, I was told to join Kenya volleyball team. So I came in with a lot of confidence, a lot of determination, and that is where we are here today. Yes, repeat your question.
What does give to gain mean to you?
Give to gain means a lot to me. Because if you change a life, you are giving what you have in you. When you mentor somebody, when you guide somebody, when you as a person, you give what you have. Hata kama ni kidogo, you share. You change a family. If I change one's life, I change a family. If I change many, I'm changing a society. So today, give and gain is what you give, and tomorrow you see what you gave. Because if we never gave Caroline education, we would not have given her career that she's pursuing. If we give opportunity, if I was never given an opportunity to join KPC, I would not be here. I would not have been trusted those 7 years to be in the team of CSI, that is Inuka program. Inuka program is into my heart because today's theme, I have gained. Because as an employee of Kenya Pipeline, I was entrusted. And we have transformed so many lives of those students. And I was very passionate about it through my skills that I gained through Kenya Pipeline, because I came direct from school. I joined Kenya Pipeline. They have trained me with so many skills, and they have trusted me in so many things. My take is true leadership is impact. The impact that you give, not the position. Another one?
Great. Thank you very much for that. Becky, if you can just allow me to take one more. Remember, when you give to a woman, you empower a nation. Let's just throw another one under the bus here. Our previous MC. How, just stand up, please. Yes, we must throw you under the bus. Okay, you'll just start by introducing yourself and then talk to us. How has KPC impacted on your life as a woman, as an employee, and also as a Kenyan citizen in general? I'll hold this for you.
Thank you. My name is Mercy Emily Mutua Wesutila. I have 4 names. KPC has impacted very strongly in my life. And what I understand, give to gain, I was given an opportunity to be employed by KPC. Through the salary that KPC has given me, I've been able to be an entrepreneur. As we speak, I have employed. So I have also impacted to other lives. What I can only say to my fellow ladies who are seated here, we are all empowered and we can be able to touch lives, not only for our own benefit. Because we benefited, let us make others to benefit from all the knowledge, the skills, and the opportunities that we have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Maybe one last question before you sit. What would you tell that little girl watching this coverage live right now? What would you tell them in terms of achieving the kind of things that we've seen among women here at KPC? What does it take? Because some people think maybe you need shortcuts, you need handouts, you need these positions to be handed down to you. What does it take, and what would you tell this young girl?
First, I want to give hope to a lady, to a girl, to a mother who is seated out there watching us, that it begins with your positive attitude towards life. What do you want to become? First, you need to know, what do you want to become in life? That is key. Because if you choose poverty, poverty will follow you. If you choose success, success will follow you. Charity begins at home. When you sit, the smallest opportunity that you get in life, grab it, run with it, however small it is, because small beginnings is what gives us big endings. With the most powerful women seated at the podium, they started somewhere. There was nobody who was born being a CEO. There was nobody who was born being a leader. It is developed. It is what you want in your heart. So ladies, let's go out there. Let's give it all. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for that. Becky, I wouldn't want to dilute what she has said. Just continue with the discussion. Thank you.
Beautiful voices there. And what they're communicating is exactly what the ladies are also communicating here, that we need to, grab the opportunities and run with them. And I'll come back to you, Angeline Mangi. Now on a personal level and in your position here at the Kenya Pipeline company, what do you think are the skills that have helped you get to where you are right now? As a lady, as a woman, what are some of the skills that you've applied in life that have, gotten you to where you are in that managerial position?
Oh, it's me?
Sorry. Yeah, Rachel. I'm sorry, Angeline. Yeah. It's
okay.
Rachel.
I think the skills that have led to where I am today is a collective of many small little things I have done every day. So that today is a collective of many decisions I have had to always make to be where I am. And if I'm to say what I believe has brought me here is doing the right thing that I should be doing at that time. And because doing generally the right thing when I do the right thing, because the right thing is like a truth. It's like what God gives you, because what is right is truth, and truth comes from God. And whenever you do the right thing, it is something that has a life and that has fruits, and so it is given life by God to be more productive, to be better. So a small thing I do that is the right thing I should have been doing has taken me from one place to another. Because in many positions, I could come and say, there are many things, like for instance, us who do CSR, I could choose to come in my entire career not supporting the communities I should have, not supporting the beneficiaries I should have, instead probably giving money to my friends and others. But when you do the right thing, because it is a truth, it is something that has life, it has fruits, you later realize the growth you receive. I can't even say I am responsible for where I have been and where I am today. Because I have met people who have opened doors for me who do not know me. People who have fought for me in situations where they didn't know me, I just went. And somehow that truth, that work, that credibility follows you wherever you go. So I think doing the right thing, wherever you are, whether you're in school, you should be doing the right thing. Whether you're at home looking after your children, whatever you're doing the right thing all the time, I think is what I believe has led to where I am. Because a lot of the growth, when I look back, I'm like, oh, is this me, God? How did I do this? There are many people who I thought would be where I am today, doing greater things, but you find yourself there. So I think that is one. And of course, I believe and trust a lot in God. So allow me to say that, because I know there's a lot you can plan for yourself. And if his blessing is not there, you can find it comes to naught. But I think being also a person of integrity in your work, so that your people you work with, the people you work for, the people you work around can be able to trust you, can be able to trust your work, can be able to trust what is coming from you, because that is also currency. Your integrity and who you are as a person is currency you cannot trade. And that allows you to go through professionally, to be accepted professionally, because people feel you are on the table and you should be on the table. You are not a candidate who was carried on someone's back. Mm-hmm. So I think that kind of integrity, of course, the usual hard work, the training, the dedication to your job, the people skills that have been mentioned. Yeah. But I think that having that credibility as a person in whatever it is that you're doing, it matters. Sometimes you may feel it doesn't, because sometimes you might be like, oh, people who do well don't seem to be going anywhere, but they actually do. In the long term, you see the work and the fruits of all that hard work you have put in, all the good work you have put in. You eventually come to benefit from that kind of work ethic.
Wow. So good to hear that. And yeah, we can clap for her. And I'd throw the same question to you, Angeline, on a personal level. What do you think are the skills that you've practiced on a day-to-day, or rather habits? I want you to go to that level. Like, tell me daily habits that have made you succeed in the oil marketing space. Angeline?
Yes, thank you, Rebecca. Before I go granular to that level, I think I just want to begin by saying that one of the beliefs that I hold is that all of us here, okay, here we are, I think 99.9% ladies, but all of us on this earth, man or woman, we are here for a reason and a season. And whatever position you're placed in, there is a purpose that God has for that. I'm a believer, and I believe that it is God who places us in those positions and presents us with the opportunities to enable us excel. So as you move through your professional life and your personal life, it's important to remember that you're part of a bigger picture that God has in mind for the life that we have here on earth. And the best you can do is, when you have been raised to a position of influence, you're operating within your sphere of influence. It is important that we constantly think of what we can do to uplift the lives of other people. Because you see, when you uplift when you empower your team members, when you uplift the lives of the people around you, and more specifically in the workplace, when you empower your team members, they shine. You create a platform for them to shine. And when they shine, the light reflects back on you. And it actually creates space for you to rise even further. I know we have a lot of people in leadership positions who are gatekeepers. They don't want anybody to take away their job, so they tend to, guard all the information, all the some of the secrets to success, because they don't want anybody. They want to be irreplaceable, so to speak. But I found that when you allow the people in your team to shine, even if you're playing in the background, inevitably the light reflects back on you, and you shine, and you rise up, and you then create space for them to move up and occupy the space that you occupied previously. But to go now to the nitty-gritty, the granular, I think one of the things that it's important to cultivate is, discipline and integrity, being able to, and I just want to echo what Rachel has said, do the right thing, even if nobody is watching. I work in an industry that is very, very competitive, and it can be tough, especially for women. And there are moments when you find yourself faced with a difficult decision of whether to do the right thing or compromise your values. But I found that if you remain true to who you are, true to the purpose that God has for you, and you operate and move in integrity, and you remain disciplined, and you apply yourself, and you go above and beyond to perform your role to the best of your ability, then the sky is just the limit for you. Yeah. Yes.
Integrity. I hear that a lot. And discipline. Caroline, what are some of the challenges that persons with disability go through on a day-to-day basis that you've seen, and not just like the whole sphere, like different disabilities? What are some of the challenges that you think women with disabilities go through, and how can that be? What solutions do you think are there, and what solutions do you think can be? What steps can be taken to support them better from where you sit?
Thank you. So I think the most significant challenge, I can say, it's we are still not there in terms of creating awareness about disability. Most of the people out here just know that there are different types of disability. And I think one of the unknown disabilities that we also have intellectual disability. I think that is one of the things that people don't get to understand out here. Mm-hmm. So it's creating awareness that someone can be physically okay, but they are mentally or intellectually disabled. So one is there is not enough awareness about the different types of disability. The second one, I can say, it's about infrastructure. Most of the buildings are not built to accommodate people with physical disability. And I think we are still in the process of auditing most of the buildings. We say that we cannot rebuild most of the buildings, but we can make them at least accommodative to them. So infrastructure is still not at its best. And I think also in terms of education, we still have a long way to go, because yes, we have students who go to university or TVET to study about education and especially with special needs. But I think we are in an era whereby each and every person needs to learn about special needs. And this is something that should be put on the decision makers' tables to decide whether, not even to decide, to put into action that each and every person has to learn about education with special needs. And this is not merely for teachers, but to every person. And I think the thing that we can do to eliminate most of these challenges, it's advocacy. it starts with you and me. You might be having a question about a disability. Don't keep it to yourself and having that judgmental mind. Ask them. If they're in your workplaces, ask them, how can I help you work better? And since I've remembered this when I've mentioned employment, most of people with disability nowadays are not employed because of merit. I had a discussion with someone on the same, and I was telling her, it's not that we need to employ people with disability to meet the 5% criteria or to pass the audit reports. It doesn't have to be that way. Employ that person due to the merits they have. Most of them out there, they have degrees. They are in a position even to lead an organization. But just because many people have idealized the idea of tokenism, manager said it, not even women alone, even people with disability out here. They just see a person with disability and they're like, mpatie chakula ama mpatie pesa and they will be okay. That's not okay. Give me employment. I'll be able to feed for myself. I'll be able to create that ripple effect to the community. If I get, I'm not the only one who I'm going to provide for. I'm going to provide for the community because in one way or the other, I'm going to impact someone else. And I think that's where we are. We need to call all the decision makers to one place and tell them we don't need the 5% to be accomplished for the purposes of law, for the purposes of reports for audits. We need to be there for ourselves to create the impact. Yeah, and that's all I can say.
So it's a lawyer, an advocate, eh? Yeah, that's nice, and we really appreciate. And your call has gone out, which is a great thing. So, Engineer Lucy, when we come to opportunities, what opportunities, and as a leader at Kenya Pipeline Company, what opportunities are you creating for young girls? Could you tell us about that in this company?
Thank you, Becky. I came to Kenya Pipeline some 20 plus years ago, and when we came in, you'll count the few engineers that were there, women engineers. I think we were 5. And over time, opportunities have been given to women. And I think our performance in our job created the confidence even for KPC management to be able to open up that space. We would say that currently the numbers have gone up. We are about 15 women engineers in Kenya Pipeline. Not only engineers, we have about 40 technicians, women technicians in Kenya Pipeline, 40 of them doing different things, from welding to civil to mechanical to electrical. And even we have gone lower, and we have even taken artisans at a lower level. We have about 7 to 10 artisans that are spread all over. So we were saying that Kenya Pipeline has created opportunity. And for me, in the theme that we have, give to gain, we have given ourselves to this company. We have done all we needed to do to prove ourselves that we can do it. And that alone has created an opportunity, or even has caused management to believe that a woman engineer can perform as good as a male engineer. And therefore, KPC has been intentional in their employment, in career development. We have had opportunities, even as women engineers. I remember sometimes back, we were given opportunities to attend to an African summit for women engineers as KPC engineers, to just go there and have an open mind of what is happening. So I would say that KPC have opened up, opportunities have been given. I was just doing an analysis of women engineers and the opportunities they are getting. It was earlier on, and we all know we have been here for a longer time. There were no women in leadership in engineering field, and therefore we had no one to look up to to be able to help us. But we have seen over the years, we have been given leadership skills, leadership positions. And currently we have engineers as chief engineers, women as chief engineers. I am happy to say that in the last 1 year, we have had a lot of women engineers given opportunities to lead as senior engineers, and we are happy about it. When we go to operations where we have engineers in operations, we have seen women engineers or technical women given teams to lead, shift teams to lead. And I was discussing with the operations manager, and he was saying that the teams led by women is exceptional. Their performance is exceptional. And that calls for that other woman to be able to lead. We have stations along the line, and we have station controllers. And for one, there was one station that was always an example of a better performing station along the line, led by a woman technician. So for us, I think we are happy. Kenya Pipeline is giving us that space. And I want to call for engineers who have been given a leadership position, technicians who have been given leadership positions as team leaders. We find that recently I was told there is this very difficult assignment or project that is being led by a woman engineer in INC. There is one major project in operations that is being led by a woman engineer. So we are saying that women engineers or technical women, let me call us that, because we are more not only engineers, they're technicians, they're artisans. We are able to do it, and I pray that whatever opportunity you have been given to lead, do it with all your heart, and because you create an opportunity for someone else to be able to be seen using your mirror. So I want to say we have been given opportunities. We are saying more is still needed. We need to go closer to the table, and I know that with time we will get closer to that decision-making table. But for the last few years, we have been given opportunities, and we really appreciate that opportunity that we have been given. And our commitment, I know we have a group, our commitment is that when we are given an opportunity, kindly prove that you are there through merit, not as a woman. And I will echo her statements. We don't want just to have a tick that we have 30% representation of women. We want to get to those positions, leadership position, through merit, so that when I am here and I'm saying I'm a chief engineer, someone will not think that, oh, the management just gave that so that they can tick the box of 30% representation. They will see me that I'm in this position out of merit, and therefore they are able to appreciate the space the engineers, women engineers are taking in this space.
Wow,
thank
beautiful.
you.
We get the positions on merit. And before I throw it to you, Gloria, there's a crop of course, young people now who are coming in, Gen Zs. Do you think they have the same discipline that you have or you had back in the day? I'm not disputing them in any way. I'm sure Gloria will spot one in the audience and talk to them. What advice would you give them in terms of, because a few people would complain, oh, Gen Zs are this and that, but we need them in the industry. We still need them, and they're the people who are coming up now to take up these positions. What would be your advice to them? We start with you, Rachel.
Okay, my advice to them would be they are growing up in a different time. They have different priorities. But I think the fundamentals of life have really never changed from when humanity came on Earth. So shortcuts generally do not pay in the long run. So there are some principles, even if we are living in a digital age, things may seem accelerated, but at the bottom, the fundamentals of how you live your life have not changed. And so I'd ask them to still look at those fundamentals, where you need to get education, you do, in terms of your integrity, your hard work. All those fundamentals don't change because maybe we are on Twitter or TikTok or posting. So I think there is that tech life is a bit faster, but I believe at the basic fundamentals of life as a human being are still the same. The same things that have always worked for human beings work till now. So I think that is what I would tell them.
Yeah. Angeline, great.
Yes. Also, even just to echo what Rachel has said, the other thing I have, besides just making sure that the Gen Z, our Gen Z brothers and sisters or children, if you may, understand that, you see, the fundamentals of the professional life, our professional life haven't changed, even personal lives. I mean, you still need it still takes 9 months to bring a baby into this world. That hasn't changed, yes. So that is the reality that needs to be communicated to them, and it's one that they need to be alive to. But the other thing I've also found is that even where you're dealing with as a group of stubborn Gen Zs, just the experience alone, even if you just tell them, okay, this is how you want things done, and you give them an opportunity to do things their way, they eventually come to that realization. Yeah, so experience, I think, is a very good teacher. I myself have a Gen Z son, and I've seen that firsthand. You know, the tendency to want things to happen in within a particular time frame, but then the reality is it doesn't happen like that. And any Gen Z with a good head on their shoulder inevitably comes to realize that, comes to that appreciation that you still need to follow a certain order. You still need to play by certain rules. Things cannot work the way you want them to work.
Yes. Beautiful advice. Gloria, have you spotted a young person there?
Well, Becky, very important insights coming from your ABLE panel. And just my take home from the discussion you've just had. For women, credibility and integrity goes a long way in making one a woman of great influence, a leader, and a mentor. Basically, just doing the right thing at the right time, even when nobody's actually watching. So I'll open the floor to questions or even comments. I haven't come to this side. Let me scout around. Yeah, this is where I'll start. And you laughing here. Just stand up, please. Introduce yourself, your name, the department you represent, and maybe shoot a question to our ABLE panel. I'll hold this for you.
Thank you very much. My name is Irene Mandu, currently in legal department. And my question to the panelists is, with respect to the fact that KPC has given opportunities to engineers and other professionals in leadership, we have a new crop of children that have come up. We have like the GTs. What programs are we putting in place to mentor and support them so that they can have a clear path to leadership? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't know, Becky, who from your panel?
Can I throw that to
Yes.
Engineer Lucy? Yes.
Thank you. I know there are many GTs that have come in, and I will speak from our perspective, and I know that this is being rolled out in most of the other departments. The first thing is they come and they find a program. It's a running program, and I think the one thing that HR did was to take those GTs to all the departments. I think there was a program that they were running, going from one department to another for a few months. So we found that at first they appreciate the business, basically. And they appreciate what goes on. And they appreciate that when I am in this, they appreciate the interrelationship between the departments within the business. So after that, then they were given back to their respective departments to be able to be trained now technically in that department. And any GT in all the departments, I am sure they are not working by themselves. They work under someone. And therefore you find that in that there's a lot of mentorship, there's a lot of growth that comes in. For engineering, I know there's something we call registration. After you graduate, you become a graduate engineer with the Engineers Registration Board or Board of Kenya. And you register, you practice all what you have learned, and you're able to demonstrate that you can apply engineering principles to a real life situation. So you will be expected to have worked under engineers, registered or professional engineers, and you'll be able to do a report of what you have done from the design to implementation to commissioning to operations. That is the only time then you are allowed to be a professional engineer. So for you to go through that process, you have to have mentors, you have to have trainers, and you have to have worked under professional engineers. So that is how we are taking the new GTs, and I am happy to know to note that they're coming up very well, and I hope and I trust that all the other departments in operations, in health and safety, in HR, in finance, they are being taken through a written program, and at the end there will be an assessment of what you have done for the 2 years, and you're able to account. But more is mentorship, being put under someone so that you're working under someone who can coach you within the department that you're working in.
Great. Do you have another question?
Yes, Becky. Maybe in the spirit of mentoring our young women and also just empowering them, allow me to talk to one of these ladies here. Just maybe to share their comments, their thoughts with regards to the amazing discussion we've just had here. I'll go with you. Just stand up, please. Just introduce yourself, your name, the department you represent, and maybe just a comment.
Good afternoon. My name is Cheryl Kerubo. I'm in Revenue and Stock Accounting Department. So thank you so much to the panelists. We've had a really beautiful discussion, and I can say I'm already empowered. So I would like to pose a question before I comment. So with the ongoing world, we see that we have feminists going around. So what will be your take on feminism, and how has it impacted you as a woman?
Well, take it away, Becky.
Interesting. Your take on feminism and how it has impacted you as a woman. Do you want to start, Caroline?
Okay. And actually for me, feminism, it's not all about equal opportunities to women, but it's all about putting them in positions to be more... The gents in the room will forgive me for this, but we are way beyond you. Because for a man to exist in this world, there has to be a woman. Yes. For a man to exist, there has to be a woman. The 9 months shows the dedication for you to exist. So for me, feminism is more of eliminating the patriarchal norms that a man must lead, a man must say so that I can do. No, we are past that. And as women, we do have all it takes to occupy the spaces that men do say are for men. For example, Engineer Lucy, she's there. A field that was well known to be for men. We need to take up all those spaces, because we don't talk about how a woman leaves work at 5 and she's expected to go back home, cook for a man, look after the kids if they have done their homework, and still the next day wake up early at around 4 that you are up so that you can prepare the kids. Why can't we all understand that the same things a woman can do, men can also do? Because feminism looks at this perspective that even reproductive work, and this manner reproductive is not the other, whatever we understand as SRHR, but the chores that we do back at home, they also need to be counted as work. But we are not ready. People out here are not ready for that talk. That we also, if we need to monetize whatever we do at the office, then we need to monetize whatever is done at home, because that also counts as work. Because you won't tell me that you'll move here, go back to your house, and just sit and say, oh, I will wait for my maid to do that. As a woman, you'll even feel guilty seeing her doing all that work. But is there anyone appreciating whatever you're doing back at home? No, we need to go at that instance and tell men, you also need to participate in whatever you believe is women work, and allow me also to participate in whatever field that I feel that I can go, I can conquer, because that is what feminism is. I hope I've answered you.
Do you feel answered? And you have another question, Gloria? Yeah.
Maybe before we close the Q&A session, is there anybody else we wouldn't want to lock out? Anybody with a question? Yes, thank you. Sante sana. Just stand up, introduce yourself. This will be our camera. Your name, your position at KPC, and your question. I'll hold this for you, please.
Okay.
I'll hold this.
Okay, thank you. My name is Engineer Roslyn Ambasijilo. I'm a senior electrical engineer in charge of Coast Region. Mine is a comment. The company has done a lot for the lady engineers, or rather for the technical. We didn't have, the ladies were only reaching the level of senior engineers, and there were very few. So for now, we have 2 chief engineers. But what I want to encourage the engineers is that we should not settle at chief engineer. For the younger engineers and Lucy's team, because some of us are almost exiting the company, but for the younger engineers, I encourage you to aim higher. We don't have a single lady manager, engineer. So we should aim higher, because I believe we can be able to manage. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. I also wouldn't want to dilute what she's spoken about. Becky, I officially hand over to you.
Yeah, sure. Okay. We aim higher. The sky is not even the limit. We aim higher. We are almost done, but I'd like to hear your plans to give back. Each one of you, what are your personal plans to give back? I start with the engineer, Lucy.
Thank you, Becky. I think it will be a continuation of what we are doing. Personally, I believe in mentorship. And mentorship can be both structured and unstructured. One is if you're able to be a role model, just being a role model of where you are, you're mentoring a girl down there. When I have an opportunity to work with girls, be it technical, be it non-technical, I will put a word to them. And I want to say that we have seen this happening. We know that there are many, both men and women, but mostly staff who are in administration, other non-technical departments that have embraced technical and they have done technical subjects. So for us, it is how you live your life. That way, then you are able to mentor, you're able to give back. But intentionally, I would want to give back. I am in health and safety as a professional. I want to be intentional. I want to give back to schools. And in that, we have an NGO that is giving back to school through training and audits. Just go to a school, you train on emergency response, you give back, and you also audit the schools, and you're able to to tell them that you can improve here and there. So that is intentional, and that is what I want to do when I grow old or when I retire, that is exactly what I do. But for now, we continue mentoring, we continue giving opportunities in teams. When I'm leading a team and there are women in the team, I will give them opportunities to be able to co-lead with me, and therefore, when I find that they are able to, then I can leave it to them. So we continue mentoring, we continue coaching, we continue giving them opportunities to read, and more so, I continue living as a role model, doing the right thing at the right time, always, so that I can be an example and people can look up unto me. Thank you.
Beautiful. A round of applause for Engineer Lucy. And to you, Caroline, how do you plan to give back?
Thank you. For me, I would mentor the young ladies and gents who are in the Inuka Foundation, because I believe you are the first cohort. And through the mentorship that I received through the Sarah's regime, whereby she even followed after I finished high school. And the fact that now the Roslyn regime that they have gone beyond and now they hold the mentorship, I think I would highly go back to them and tell them what they would do to get into my position, and maybe what I didn't do back then, and if they would do, they would be in a better position. And being also a Gen Z, they mentioned something. I'm a Gen Z, and if I say mentorship, I also need to be mentored in a way. And I don't think Gen Zs, we are going in a bad way, but yes, the fundamental principles, we still have them, but we want to understand some of the things you said you wouldn't do back then, but you never saw what the consequences were. I think that's what we are going after. Yeah, because we are trying
Could you say that again?
We are trying to do the things that you people never did and never saw the consequences or the regrets of whatever decisions you made. So we are trying to unlock the other side that you never unlocked. That you never unlocked. And that's why at times we just need a space, a platform where I can express myself and tell you, this is why I'm doing this. You need to understand me, and maybe you can tell me this is whatever might happen. So I think there are still those fundamental principles, but we need to unlock the other side and get what was that you didn't unlock. Thank you.
Angeline, do you want to respond to that before you hear your plans for giving back? And especially because you have a Gen Z son.
No, I mean, it's interesting hearing Carol says that, because I feel like I'm listening to my son.
Yeah.
And and that is
unlocking.
Yes, and that is where I say sometimes it is important to give that space for them. Let me see you attempt to unlock this, and once you get the consequences, then you will have an appreciation. Eh? Yes. So, and that experience is what then gets them to become alive to the fact that things need to be done in a certain way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your plans for giving back?
Okay. Now, to my plans for giving back, let me begin by saying that throughout my career, especially when I was beginning to rise up to leadership positions, one of the things I realized was that a lot of times people get promoted on the basis of, this is a competent accountant, this is a competent operations coordinator, so you rise up because the results show that you're really good at your job and you're given a position of leadership, and you end up maybe in a role where you're supervising a team. But what I found lacking was the deliberate coaching of these new leaders or new supervisors on the soft skills that they need to manage teams, because it is very difficult, especially for high achievers. Somebody sitting at their desk and they are doing an amazing job, but when they are promoted to a supervisory or leadership position, they really struggle to, first of all, delegate, because they do not know how to achieve the same results through a team. They do not know how to navigate human interactions, and it becomes a bit of a challenge, and they end up underperforming in that leadership role. So one of the things that I started doing at Oryx was to, I looked at the management team, and I was very intentional about ensuring that we have regular trainings on soft skills, because these are the people who are leading the teams that we depend on to deliver a good return for the shareholder. Yes, the numbers are important, the results are important, but equally important is how we go about achieving them. So that is one of the ways that I'm giving back. The other way is, maybe let me just say there, I went to Alliance. So there was, there is a group of us in the industry, in the oil industry leadership, who a few years ago decided to come together and partner with the school to put up an ultra-modern science complex as a way of encouraging the girl on STEM pathway. So it's something I'm very passionate about, and it's a project that is still ongoing that I'm collaborating with other leaders in the industry to realize. Yes.
Beautiful. She's giving back. And Gloria will come to like 2 people very fast to know how they are giving back. And to you, Madam Rachel.
Thank you very much. May I first say something on feminism? I am a mama boy, so allow me to say something because I heard about feminism. Mm-hmm. I think where feminism has had its place and there are changes it has impacted, but I believe we are living in a world where we want a more inclusive society for everyone. Male, female, youth, persons with disability. So I am a proponent of having a society that is more inclusive to all of us. It's not only in particular special groups, because you will see that, for instance, right now there are groups of men who are really disadvantaged, and they also need an intervention. So I think we need to be at a point where in society we are having a more inclusive environment for everyone, rather than maybe very hardline positions on one or any other. Coming back to how I plan to proceed with giving, I've been doing a lot of giving personally, privately, like whether it is to community members, whether it's scholarship programs I support individually, whether it's family members, whether it's mentorship and all the activities we do. And one of the things I know and I feel strongly about, because I know giving, there is a way we talk about giving where we glorify like just maybe me over the weekend with a women's group, we go somewhere, rather than probably the daily activities we are doing. Because I remember once where somebody asks, who are these people who frustrate Kenyans in these public offices? And they're like, they are still saved people. They are still in church, but you go and do the token giveaway over the weekend. But throughout the week, the things you should have been doing that change other people's lives, you have not done. Because there are many people who sit in positions where just by the signing of a pen, they impact thousands and millions. And so maybe for them to do that work they should have been doing correctly in the office is better than them being out over the weekend, visiting a children's home and doing activities that look like it's giving, instead of focusing on the right thing they should have been doing in a more strategic, continuous way. So for me, I will continue doing that, but I believe the biggest impact I have in giving is doing the right thing in the role I have, whether it's as a mother, whether it's here in the office space, and for everyone, because if we all did the right thing, I think even some of the CSR activities we do might not need to exist. Yeah.
Beautiful. And I believe we can all give in one or another. We don't have to be in managerial positions or in leadership positions for us to get, in whatever position you are in, you have an opportunity to give back in one or another. One final person, Gloria?
Well, thank you very much, Becky. Still in the spirit of giving and impacting, I understand we have a KPC volleyball team in the house. I'll be speaking to one of them, the captain, Inuka tu tafadhali. Utaanza kwa kutueleza jina lako, unachezea timu gani, na utueleze KPC imekuwezesha vipi kucheza.
Thank you very much. Kwa majina naitwa Gladys Sekaru, Captain KPC. I'm from Turkana County. Kwanza kabisa nataka kushukuru KPC because nilijoin in 2018 from high school in Kwantanze, Machakos. And so far so good. KPC imenisaidia sana kutunza familia yangu from scratch up to now. Yeah.
Well, asante sana. Well, Becky, you can just see that the empowerment goes beyond just leadership, the company. It trickles down to the community level. And from the captain, you can just see how the volleyball thing has really impacted in her life, from even just the sports aspect to the lowest level, the family unit. I hand over back to you, Becky.
Beautiful, beautiful testimonies. And Engineer Lucy, you had one final thing to say about young girls and women.
I would like to speak to a young girl watching us, and you feel like maybe you have been stereotyped, women are not for this, or a girl is not for sciences. I want to tell you, engineering is a beautiful career. STEM is a beautiful career. I want to tell you it's not about gender. Engineering is not about gender, it's about bringing solutions to real life situations, be it in health, be it in energy, be it in infrastructure. If you have that curiosity, you are creative, you are innovative, engineering is for you. So get a mentor, get someone to talk to, come to, at least now we are many in the field, you're able to reach out. Please don't let the stereotyping, the biases, the perspectives out there deter you from achieving what your destiny is. Please give out, get out, and you will get help. And you're most welcome in engineering and STEM disciplines. So, karibu sana. Thank you.
Beautiful. And now a round of applause to our panelists. We had Engineer Lucy Karaoke seated next to me, the Chief Engineer in Planning, Design and Costing at Kenya Pipeline Company PLC. We also had Miss Rachel Gadhoni seated on my far right, who's the KPC Foundation Manager, the Kenya Pipeline Company Foundation Manager. We had Caroline Mwangi, an advocate, trainee, and she's also an Inuka beneficiary. And last but not least, we had Angeline Maangi, who's the Managing Director, Oryx Energies Kenya Limited. Angeline Maangi, who's the MD, Oryx Energies Kenya Limited. And I'd like to acknowledge Miss Dina Kira, the General Manager, Human Resource. The General Manager, Human Resource and Administration here at the Kenya Pipeline Company PLC. Thank you so much, ladies. It's been a great pleasure talking to you and just hearing you out. I think we can, having such conversations is very important, because when we invest in women, we create measurable returns, really. Hearing from what all of you have said and from what our audience members have said. So from me, Rebecca Miruri Mulure, and my colleague, Brenda Milimu, we really appreciate. Thank you for your time. We had a discussion, we said, that revolved around investing in women. And when you invest in a woman, you get great gains, for companies, for communities, and for the economy. I have to say that. We've been here at the Kenya Pipeline Company, PLC, and from us and the entire crew that have made this possible, we say asante sana, and back to you, studio. Thank you so much.